Greetings, fam. Of course, y'all know who this is. It's your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. We're in the expanded version, right? So where we done landed at? What? Wind down Wednesday, baby. Grown folk conversation, right? Therapy with a sip. So come on in. Let's get prepared and get ready for this great podcast. Also, we're not only streaming to Facebook Live, we're also streaming to my YouTube page. And for those of you that haven't went and subscribed and liked my YouTube page, I want you to do that. I need your support. We need your support, right? Because this is FUBU, for us, by us. It's for you, for me, and us. Wind down Wednesday. So as always, when you come into the room, please let us know where you're calling from. Put your business on the timeline, whatever you have going on. And also, let us know where you're hailing from. Okay? Yes. Who made my Wednesday has been, it was a slow, real slow day today. However, great and pleasing it was. Okay. So I'm just taking the opportunity now to share. So when you come in, hit that share button. Okay. Okay. Now I have the mic on. Can you guys hear me? Okay. Listen. Hey, you in Wind Down Wednesday with your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander in the expanded version. We didn't have the mic on. We had to turn the mic on. So come on in. When you come in, please do this for you, for me, and for us. Hit that share button. And also let us know where you're hailing from. And also put your business on the timeline, right? Your website, whatever you have going on, put it on the timeline, okay? Also, we're just taking the opportunity right now to share. Please hit that share button when you come in. Shout out to none other than Queen Basu, Black Sis Nefertim. Had an amazing festival this weekend, which I was a part of, with Queen Basu, Black Sis Nefertim, Dr. Clea, Dr. Stephanie, and a host of others that were in tandem with us. It was amazing, you all. And if you couldn't get there, I apologize. But we'll be putting snippets out here for you guys to see. It was amazing. It was amazing. I really can't do it justice. You would have to have been there to really enjoy it. Man, it was off the chain. Okay? So I'm taking the opportunity to share as well as you should, please. Because what? Sharing is caring. Yes. Yes, sharing is caring. Because what? Sharing is. Okay. Powerful topic tonight. Do parents reserve the right to use corporal punishment on their children. Second part of that question is, without it, does it give the children more authority than the parent? I think this is going to be an amazing topic for tonight. I see your Prince of Peace is in the house. It's someone else in the house that I can't see you as of yet. But when you come in, please do this for you, for me, and for us. Hit that share button. Okay. Also, this weekend we'll be celebrating Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all of the men. I see you. The teacher will appear. The master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, baby. I see you, KD. KD is in the house. The songbird, baby. Yes, indeed. So I'm taking the opportunity right now, family, just to share. When you come in, do please hit that share button. Okay. Thank you. Have an amazing wine for you all tonight. It's another dark horse. We had a dark horse last Wednesday, and I picked up another dark horse for this Wednesday. It's an amazing wine. So I'm just taking the opportunity to share here and asking you all to do the same. Hit the share button. Let everyone know that we are live. Let's get our numbers up so that we can go ahead on and get this started. Okay. All right, fam. I'm just sharing in a number of places, and you all please share. Hit that share button. Thank you. Thank you for that, Prince of Peace. Thank you all for tuning in to Wind Down Wednesday and sharing your time and space with us. We don't take it lightly. We honor you all and say with grateful gratitude, thank you. And please just take the time and opportunity to share. Hit that share button. And that's what I'm doing now. I'm sharing. I think the topic is one that really needs to be talked about in a grown folk setting in terms of what's going on with the children, and particularly today, in today's time. Um, why the children are so wayward. Hey, Queen Octavia, right? Why we're having such a problem. You know, it's amazing how people they're like they'll follow you and look at your stuff, but they won't support. Isn't that amazing? But at any rate, hit that share button. I'm pretty sure that someone will benefit from this conversation tonight, this grown folk conversation. I'm just sharing. Remember, sharing is caring. So you're enjoying the background ambience, Queen Octavia? Okay. I'm just going to do a little bit more sharing here, guys, and then we'll get into our topic, our conversation tonight, if that's okay. I don't know what's going on because normally our numbers are up and way higher than this. I don't know if we're not being broadcast properly or whatever it may be. But I know we're going to have an amazing conversation tonight. What do you guys think? All right, fam. So how's everybody out there? How you guys doing tonight? I'm doing amazing. So, the master teacher says, absolutely, the school system is a mess because of undisciplined children. And I agree with you, master teacher, to the apex. And Queen Octavia says, if you can see this, I'm ready to talk about these baby these baby kids, these baby kids. Okay. All right. Look, let us do this. Let us go ahead and introduce the wine for tonight. Um, and we'll pour that up, and then we'll get into the conversations. How about that? Okay. Tonight's wine is a Pinot Grigio or Grigio. Pinot Grigio. It is a dark horse, Pinot Grigio. It's packing a wallop, right? So let's pour up our bale. If you're sipping, let us know what you're sipping on. Wine, water, juice, coffee, tea, whatever it may be, let us know. Queen Octavia said, that looks lethal. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I will give the toast. May you live forever, and shall I never die. Salute. Yeah, I kind of figured that, Master Teacher. Hey, Rosalind, how are you? Congratulations on your award. Please put it on the timeline for us, please, here in Wind Down Wednesday. We're talking about, do parents reserve the right to use corporal punishment on their children? Second part of that question is, New York in the house, thank you. ATL in the house, thank you. South Carolina in the house, thank you. Without it, does it give the children more authority than the parents or the parent? I think that's really something to think about when you're dealing with corporal punishment, when you're dealing with the ability to discipline your own child or children, and then the municipal people feel that they have the right to intervene and tell you how and what you can do with your children. So the question is, I guess we're wondering, without the ability for the parents to use corporal punishment, does it give that child an advantage? Does it take away the authority from the parent and give it to the child? For example, the child said, well, I'm going to call 911 on you, right? And get you locked up, right? We know that this has happened. This is fact. What do you all think about that? You're in Wind Down Wednesday with your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. That's right, grown folk conversation. It is therapy with a sip. So listen, come on in. Let's enjoy the moment. Now, also, let me put, because we're streaming to YouTube, let me put my YouTube page out there for you guys. All right. Okay. Now, also for my sippers, Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast host himself, T. Swin, is in the house. Shout out to T. Swin and Jay Bing, who's doing an amazing job over at their podcast, Men Can't Always Be Wrong. And also, T. Swin has another podcast called Storytime on YouTube. Check him out. Also, you might want to stop and pick this up. Hey, Brenda Lee, 217 in the house. Hey, Lavelle, ATL in the house. You may want to stop by and pick this up, right? Love is for Suckers. Written by none other than T. Swin himself, right? Y'all might want to pick that up. It's an excellent read. All right, so topic tonight is, do parents reserve the right to use corporal punishment on their children? B portion to that question is, without it, does it give the children more authority than the parent? What do y'all think about that? You want to chime in? And with that, for my sippers, salute. You and Wind Down Wednesday with your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. Yes, tonight's podcast is being brought to you by none other than the Prince of Peace, the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, also Queen Octavia, as well as Man Can Always Be Wrong podcast host, T Swin, and our very own Queen Tracy Love. Thank you all for sponsoring tonight's Wind Down Wednesday. So the master teacher says, I think so. The children has no repercussions for his or her behavior. It's amazing how the law does not want you to discipline your children, but they reserve the right to do so. That is factual, master teacher. They will beat their brains out, shoot them dead in the street. But if you decide to discipline them so that they won't ever have to do that to them, then they take issue with you. They want to cite you and then lock you up and then give you time for disciplining your child. That's crazy. It's crazy, right? Okay. Queen Octavia says, I strongly believe in spare the rod and spoil the child. I think there has to be balance, of course. Some go too far, but discipline is necessary. And I totally agree with you. There are those that do take it too far. Hey, Joanne. Hey, Joanne Brady. That's Fayetteville, I think, North Carolina. That's in the house. But you're absolutely correct, Queen Octavia. There are times that some go overboard and do physical harm to the child that may be irreversible, right? Like maybe break an arm, knock a tooth out, or, black an eye, swell up an ear, or something like that, taking it too far. I do agree, however, that in some cases, it's going to take physical punishment or corporal punishment to realign that child. And there isn't anything wrong with that. Yes. Yes, you're correct, Rosalind. Abusers are full of anger. They're doing it out of anger. They're not doing it for disciplinary reasons. They're doing it because they're angry and they take it out on the child. Yes, of course, you are categorically correct. That is right. This is what I love about Wind Down Wednesday, because what? It's therapy with a sip. You're going to get therapy. You're going to get some good answers. We're going to get good questions out here. And it's going to be amazing. This is what I love about it, that we have very astute people that come in and we converse, because why? We use the talkback system. We know that we're going to talk back to each other, right? Okay. Okay. Joanna, Queen Octavia says that she agrees with you. Yeah, she says she agrees with you. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. I agree with the two, Joanne. Yes, it was correctly put forth. Yeah. Okay. Let me get to this timeline. Okay. Okay. Queen Octavia says, me and my family already know if you act up right here, you get fucked up right here. but I'm your authority, not your equal. And I will not be undermined. I don't mind getting a bond. Yes, and I think that this is what has happened. Hey, Pastor Lenny, D. Bowman Johnson is in the house, and I think that's in the St. Louis area. Um, yeah, when you take a minute and think about it, you cannot allow the child to undermine you because it takes away your authority, and they're going to do whatever it is that they want to do or choose to do, and therefore put you in a catch-22 situation, sort of for speaking. So yeah, we want to be careful of that. We really want to pay attention to that. But for my children, I may have had to physically spank two of them, and I have 14. So I may have physically had to spank maybe two of them, or three of them, and it didn't take all of that because they were disciplined in a way that they understood that certain behaviors would not be tolerated, right? And sometimes there's a pecking order, right? You know, in a family, there's a pecking order. There's a leader in the family. So if you get that leader in the family and do the tighten up on that leader in the family, more often than not, everyone else is going to follow suit. They'll know not to do that. We're not going to do that because if we do that, then this is going to happen. So you have to use strategy, which I believe Queen Octavia is talking about, is when she's talking about not being undermined, that you're going to need to have strategy, right? When you're dealing with children. Okay? So Rosalind says, basically, children begin to get disciplined too late. Start early, then you have no problems. I agree. Rosalind, excellent point. That is an excellent point. The earlier you start, the less problems you're going to have because why? You're setting principles. You're setting boundaries, right? So that that child will know that, okay, don't do that. But if you allow a child to continue on a certain linear and display a certain type of behavior, that child will begin to think that it's all right. And when you then try to later on discipline them for that, they're going to rebel. This is a fact. Yes, 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 Queen Octavia agrees with you, Rosalind. Set the tone at an early age. With that, oh man, y'all on point. Let's take a toast to that. Y'all ready? Y'all want to take a toast to that? Let's take a toast to that. Salute, salute, salute. T Swin says, T Swin says, I'm all for it. These children think they're on the same level as you. Discipline would remove a lot of the disrespect that is going on. And I agree. And as Queen Octavia was talking earlier as well, in terms of how these children, their behavior is to undermine your level of authority, which is what you're getting back at as well, T. Swin, that when a child believes that they're on your level, then they will invariably try to undermine your authority, right? And then they'll tell you what they're not going to do and what you're not going to do to them, and that if you do it to me, I'm going to call the authorities on you, right? Isn't that something? That's amazing, and this is what we're dealing with, and specifically with these young Thundercats. But I want to throw this at you all too. Okay, Rosalind says this is a good subject to talk about. Yes, it is. I think it's very important. Okay, So that happens when they started too late to correct them. Yes, this is what happens when you start too late to correct the children. Um, but now you have this new movement. They got classes and everything for the parents to take where they're saying that you should never strike a child, you should never swat a child, paddle a child, or use a belt on a child, um, because it would traumatize them. And the thought, this school of thought, it's out there. You can research it. This school of thought is that you should allow the child to express themselves in any way that they need to express themselves. And then after they're finished expressing themselves, then you talk to them through what they just did, right? And this is in the conscious community. No, listen, this is in the conscious community with this new school of thought that you should never physically discipline your child. What do you all think about that? In the new and the conscious community, the new school of thought is that you should never physically discipline your child. What do you all think about that? I'm throwing that at you. T. Swin said, you have to be woke to call the authorities. I agree. Yes, indeed. Into my sippers. Salute. I hear you, Queen Rosalind. Queen Rosalind says nonsense. So, I mean, seriously, you will get into a debate with these people about you shouldn't. And I've heard people go to the point that, oh, the Spirit told me to never spank my child and that I should allow my child to express themselves. To a degree, yes, you should allow your child to express themselves. But there is a point that your child should not exceed. There is a behavior that needs to be modified when it goes too far. And sometimes that takes physical discipline. Now, that doesn't have to happen with every child, but with certain children, they have a strong nature. And let me say this while we're on this. They have a strong nature. You're not trying to break their will. You're only trying to train it so that it aligns itself with proper behavior, right? With proper behavior. You're not trying to break their will. You're only trying to align their will with what? Proper behavior. Behavior that is normal and acceptable for them, right? Yeah. There's normal and acceptable behavior, right? Okay. So, real quick, for you, for me, and for us, hit that share button. I just did. I hit that share button, right? And please, 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 if you're in the room tonight, please take an opportunity to donate. They'll put the information out on the timeline for you. Donate. Take an opportunity to do that. Sponsor the podcast. Okay? Now, yes, I agree. T. Swin says discipline also shows that you give a damn, right? Because if you do not discipline your child, you're not showing a responsible concern for them, right? You're saying, I don't give a damn what you do. Go ahead and do it. I don't care. Have you ever been around someone when a child does something and they say, see, that's what you get for doing that? That is called lazy parenting. That is called lazy parenting. If you have to allow your child to do something that may bring harm to them, and then you try to teach them a lesson from that, in that you're stating, see, that's what you get. You shouldn't have did that. That's called lazy parenting. right? You're not being a parent. You don't give a damn. You don't care. Because when you care, you will use what we refer to as preventive measures. You're going to teach in a way that it prevents certain things from what? Happening. Right, because you don't want your child what? Injured. Oh, come on, fam. We up in here tonight. Let's talk about it. It's Wind Down Wednesday with your host with the most. Tonight's podcast has been brought to you by Prince of Peace. Hey, JJ, the master teacher, Queen Octavia, T. Swin, Man Can Always Be Wrong podcast. Also, Queen Tracy Love and Anthony Love. Thank you all for your donations. Thank you all for sponsoring the podcast. Yes, thank you for that, Joanna Brady from out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. So let me go up here. Okay, Octavia says, this is BS. You open a door for lack of respect. When you put yourself on a child's level, you must maintain the upper hand, and chicken must know when to shut the fuck up. I can't, and that's probably children should know when to shut the fuck up, not chicken. Because I know that autocorrect on these phones be doing some stuff, y'all. Let me go back and read this again, right? That is bullshit. You open a door for lack of respect when you put yourself on a child's level. You must maintain the upper hand, and children must know when to shut the fuck up. I can have a discussion with the child and provide parental guidance, but this ain't no back and forth, correct? You got to, hey Michelle, you got to know how to demonstrate with these children. Queen Octavia also says misunderstood has these kids thinking that they are animals now in school, barking and meowing instead of talking. Okay. T. Swin says facts. Queen Octavia says kids crave boundaries. They respect them and you for enforcing them. I agree with that. Joanna says truth. JJ said, hey family. Thank you for putting that out there. Donate to Cash App, and PayPal is out there under JP Hall. Queen Octavia says, that's why these kids can't be told no now. This is true. Yes, family, you would think that it would be more of us in here conversing about this. I'm trying to see if anyone has donated. So I can shout you out. Okay. T. Swin says, some of them fail to see that you're talking from experience. Everything ain't new. Right. T. Swin, very good point. In fact, Malik Shialaman or King Solomon says there is nothing new under the sun. Right? He said that which is has already been. And that has already been already is. So there's nothing new under the sun. And I think, as you're stating, T. Swin, these young people really believe that they are reinventing the wheel when you aren't. When you look back in antiquity and you'll see, for example, breakdancing. People think breakdancing was something that was invented in the Bronx in New York. They was doing breakdancing back in 1920, back in 1800s, back in 1930. They were breakdancing, backsliding, doing the backspin, all of that. They were doing it, right? So it is a lack of discipline that will not allow the child to have a level of focus so that they can see beyond their own inexperiences and immaturity, right? In their immaturity. Yeah. Yes. Queen Rosalind says, bottom line, the children are spoiled at home. No discipline is given. They do what they want. I agree. In most cases, this is what is going on, Rosalind. You are absolutely categorically correct. This is what's happening. Yes, Queen Octavia said they are allowed to. Yes. Um, Queen Octavia says, you have some parents who emphasize material things over raising these children. And I agree. And I think that's part of the problem with what's going on. That the parents are raising these children to seek after material gain, because material gain somehow will signify that you have arrived, when material things doesn't. Because more often than not, people that are materialistic are very selfish people. They are very selfish people, and I leave it at that, because I'm not trying to deride anyone or backstab anyone. I'm just simply saying it in an honest opinion. Okay, that's an honest opinion, not an opinion that is thrown out there. Okay, so with that, let's take us another sip here. Yes. Salute. 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 Queen Rosalind says absolutely correct. Thank you for your donation, Prince of Peace. Uh, Queen Octavia says, look, who are you trying to impress? Like, excuse me, like, who are you trying to impress? Your kid has all these things but can't read or write, nor have any self-control. And this is, oh man, oh my God, I don't know how you without researching know that this is what's happening, Queen Octavia. That these kids are seeking material goods, and they're not developing reading, writing, and arithmetic skills. And when you're undisciplined, you're gonna have a lack of self-control. And I've counseled with people where their children has no self-control. If they take the technology away from the children would act out. There have been instances that have already happened where parents have taken the technology from the kids, and the child killed his mother. And this has happened on a couple of occasions where these children, when you take the technology from them, they act out and become very violent. Right? Now, what are you supposed to do when your child does that? Right? Except put him to sleep and send him to the hospital, or send her to the hospital when they begin to act out like that. I think that there needs to be a comprehensive conversation about this, because this is becoming more prevalent. Even when you get out in the streets, the children, the young Thundercats, they're all out of pocket. They are disrespectful. They don't care about nothing. They don't care about themselves. They'll kill their brother, their sister, their cousin, their aunt, their uncle, their mama. They don't care. They will kill them. And what is it about? That almighty dollar. It's about materialism, right? All about getting the bag. Because this is what we're talking about. Getting the bag. You need to get the bag, right? And as you all stated earlier, and I think that you guys did a great job about it, when you all talked about starting early with the discipline of your children. Because when you start early with the discipline of them, it's easier to guide them, right? To navigate them, and to give them information to be able to navigate themselves. This is very important, right? Okay, let me check the timeline. Let's get this toast in. Okay, Queen Octavia says, I see it all the time. It's unfortunate, yes. Prince of Peace says yes. T. Swin says, sometimes parents choose a specific child to discipline and let the other one or others off scot-free. Yes, indeed, and that is unfortunate because that does happen. And they traumatizes that child. Yes, T. Swin, you're absolutely correct. Queen Octavia says, there are times when I have been in public and have witnessed these whack-ass parents coddle these kids and give them what they want just to shut them up. And I loudly tell mine that if you dare act like that, do you think you would be rewarded? Yeah, I know, Queen Octavia. I've seen it again and again also in places where they coddle those children and they give them things to pacify them, to calm them down, so that they don't further embarrass them, because it's an embarrassing moment. Well, you can just about imagine then what goes on in the home if you're out in the store carrying out like this, right? You're doing the same thing in the house. Queen Rosalind says, another thing is talking to the children. Have conversation, not yell and demand. Absolutely. That would be great parenting skills. You're not lazy parenting where you're yelling, go get this, get your ass out of here, go da 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 da. But you're taking the opportunity to communicate. You're communicating with them and explaining to them why this is happening. Because as a small boy, I recall that's what my mother did with my brother and I. Hey, Kizzy, you're fashionably lonely late. Okay, but nonetheless, you're here. So I recall that this is how my parents did us. She wasn't loud with us. She spoke with an even tone and expressed to us why there's certain things that we should do and we shouldn't do. She wasn't a lazy parent. So what you have today is, again, this phrase has been coined already, lazy parenting. You just have those that are lazy and will not parent correctly. And as a result of that, those are the ones, their children go to school and be bullies. They want to bully the other children. They want to Shanghai the other children, right? And if you when you look at it and research it, you look at it and see that those are the kinds of kids that are parented by lazy parents. Okay? Check it out. Okay. Okay. Also, Queen Rosalind says, yes, that is factual. Queen Octavia says, I'm shocked that I'm seeing this creep into my people. This used to be a others issue. Yes, indeed, it was not our issue, and it has crept into our environment, and now threatens to take over. And a lot of that is because we integrated, and we learned through behavior. We learned through what we were seeing, the behavior of the others, right? Yes, indeed. Queen Rosalind says, oh, I used to have a talk before we leave the house and with understanding. Yes, because look, if you do this, then I'm going to do that. Because why? Rosalind, you're not a lazy parent. What you're saying is that if you do that, I'm going to get at you, right? You can trust that I'm going to get at you. Okay, yes. Queen Octavia says, when you have respect from your kids, yelling and hollering isn't required. That is correct. Because you already have the respect. You can, at an even kilt or even tone, speak to them and get your point across. It is when you're lazy parenting. You know what I'm saying? You can see it all over the social media where these young women are out here talking to their children all kinds of ways. Didn't I tell your little ass to da 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 da? Well, you didn't give any instructions. You really didn't have a proper conversation. And I think this is where we're missing it at. We're not having those kinds of conversations that we need that develops the child in a normal and natural way. Right? Okay. Just checking to see if anyone else has donated. If you're here and you want to, please give a donation. Helps us develop more content, and it gives us the ability to move beyond just the space and place and time that we're in. Right? Okay. Yeah. You think about what's going on. Let's have a toast. It's almost time for us to get out of here. Let me see. Okay, Queen Rosalind says, it would be, we are going to the store like a toy store, but I'm not buying anything. So either we go to look around or we don't go. And the afternoon would be sweet. Yes, yes, because you laid down the ground rules, right? When we lay those ground rules down and they know if they violate them, then they realize that, okay, I'm not going to be rewarded. And this is very important because you have to deal with a reward and discipline system. You have to do that. There has to be a balance. You have to jump to position that so that if your behavior is correct, you will be rewarded. And if your behavior is erratic, sporadic, and it violates the contract that we've established before we leave home, then sure, you don't receive anything. Yes, of course. Yes. The Queen Octavia says, sometimes all it takes is a look, yes, to berate, curse, and talk to these kids at a young age, damage their self-worth, yes, and respect. What did you expect to come out of the toxic environment you raised them in? Absolutely. Yes, you're totally, absolutely correct, Queen Octavia. And Rosalind says, exactly. T. Swin says, I can't stand to see our women call their daughter bitches and then scolding them. And this is like a normal behavioral pattern too. And it's like a group of women has accepted that kind of behavior, that model to follow after, to exhibit themselves like that, and to berate their children and to traumatize them with those kinds of words. Hey, Tina Walker, that's Springfield, that's 217, baby. What's going on? Tanya Jean. Okay, so Queen Octavia says you can't just lay down the rules. You have to be consistent and enforce them. I agree. Yes, it is, Octavia. It's disgusting. Let's toast to that. Salute. 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 What is my PayPal? PayPal is going to be V155. V155. And I'm pretty sure that someone else is probably going to put it out there as well. But let's get this toast in. Salute, salute, salute. If you haven't, let us know what you're sipping on. Let us know what you're sipping on. Water, drink, water, tea, coffee, coconut water, whatever. Wine, 1738, whatever you're sipping on. Gratitude. Thank you for your donation, Queen Rosalind. Salute, salute, salute. May you live forever and shall I never die. And to the sippers, baby. Not the steppers, baby, but to the sippers. All right, y'all. It's almost about time to wrap it up. Tonight's podcast has been sponsored by none other than the Prince of Peace, J.P. Hall. Also, none other than the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, baby. Yeah. Also, Queen Octavia. And also, Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast host, T. Swin. And also, Storytime by T. Swin. And also, our very own Queen Tracy Love and Anthony Love. Thank you all for your donations. And I want to encourage you all to pick up his books. His book, Love is for Suckers, right? Pick that up. Go to his website, www.men can always be wrong. Acronyms, right? Put it out there, T-Swin. Make sure if you have a business, you got books, you selling them, whatever you're doing, put it on the timeline. Hold on, give me just a second. Let me spin around and get in my library here. Because I got back here. Let me see if I can find it. All right, also family, she's out there on the timeline now. This is one of her books right here. Ocean of what? Thoughts. Yes. By none other than our very own Queen Rosalind Severin McLean. Right there. She's out here on the timeline. Y'all can pick this book up, baby. She's got 3 of them. And I have 2 of them. I haven't gotten the 3rd one yet. I'm going to get it. Ocean of Thoughts, right here. All right? And then also by our very own Dr. Clea, also out of the ATL, she has a book out called Creating the Amazing You about journaling. If you have some paraphernalia, send it to me so I can give everyone a visual, okay? Because we're doing really, really well on Wind Down Wednesday. We are reaching about 1,000, over 1,000 and some views, right? It doesn't seem like very many people are in the room, but they come back and they will view it later, okay? Also, our very own master teacher with Jumpstart Your Cognition. Those of you, if you need online tutoring, math, English, history, if you need that, the master teacher will provide that for you. Oh, master teacher got him some Sauvignon Blanc and Pinot Grigio. Hey, that's what's up. That's what's happening. Yes, indeed. And he also does what? Academic tutoring and mentor services. And that can all be done online as well. So note that. Know what's going on here. It's very important to know that we have various things that we can offer to you that you can take advantage of here in the Truth Session. Okay? So when we leave out tonight, share it. Send it somewhere so that someone can take a peek at it, right? And it might touch them in a way. But shout out again to Rosalind McLean. She's been here with us for a while, and she's been toiling and doing hard work. And I know how hard that work is, and specifically when you're trying to get that book out. T. Swin has also put his information out there. mcabw.com products be okay. So when you look out there online, it's out there. Okay? So I think, yes, thank you, Queen Octavia. Awesome podcast tonight. I think that we've satisfied the inquiring minds that want to know about, do parents reserve the right to use corporal punishment on their children? Be portion to that is without it, does it give the children more authority than the parents? So with that, it brings us to the closure, and let's have us a toast before we get out of here. May you live forever, and shall I never die. Right into my sippers. Wind Down Wednesday with your host with the most. The one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. Yes, indeed. Gratitude, Queen Octavia. Happy Father's Day to all the papas. Happy Father's Day to all. I made that announcement when I first came in. Thank you for reiterating that because it's very important. Happy Father's Day. If I don't see you in between time, in the meantime, happy Father's Day. And thank you all for the support here in Wind Down Wednesday. But of course, we've reached that space, place, and time where I must say, hold what you got. Muse over it. Cogitate upon it. Ponder on it. But by all means, do what? Govern yourselves accordingly. Govern yourselves what? Accordingly. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Woo! At the appointed time, one love, eternal light, peace, power, prosperity, and good health.